Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We are finally back with another speed build. It has been a long time. This is actually it's a shell challenge that I did for Valentine's Day. So it is the beginning of April now. It's the beginning of April and I created this build for Valentine's Day back mid-February. This is a challenge by GrimSuruDoi. He had created that kind of heart shape shell for the challenge, and this is what I came up with. I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun with this. I chose to use Frank Lloyd Wright as an inspiration, and it kind of hides all the angles but also incorporates them. So it was a real challenge for me creatively, but I really think it turned out well. I'm really pleased that, even though it has all these weird angles, that's kind of a Frank Lloyd Wright thing. So had a lot of fun doing it. Here you see me struggling with some of the skylights that I wanted to do. Again, this is inspired by a real build of Frank Lloyd Wright's, and so there was this kind of fun skylight, and I wanted to recreate that. But this is one of the very first builds I did that I utilized platforms at all. This was fairly new at the time, at least for me. I have been scared of using platforms, and so I didn't want to. And I really needed to for some of the architecture that I wanted in this build, and so I did struggle with some of the elements using the platforms, but in the end, I I cut a lot of that out so you don't have to see me um, kind of frustrated and trying to get those things to work. But we did in the end, we got it to work. And so the vision for this, the real life house, is built on the edge of a lake, on some rocky cliffs. I will link down below the info so you can actually check out the real world version of this. It's of course very different. It's just an inspiration, I'll warn you. But and so yeah, this lake that I put in this build is pretty small. I didn't want to put it on a big huge lot and have to do a bunch of landscaping around it. Like I wanted it to be kind of a smaller home. We did put a boat on it that looks like it is made for a larger lake. So you could take the boat out and it could just be a little pond around the edge of the house, and that would work well too. This is completely playable. It is play tested. Everything is functional. Again, I wanted to go with Frank Lloyd Wright's. Uses a lot of stone, kind of very few colors. So the color scheme is just a few different colors popped with these natural elements, and that also is a real signature look of his. Inside, the inspiration for that GrimSuruDoi said was rose. And so we went with red inside. I thought that was really a great way to kind of incorporate that inspiration word. We do have roses, of course, peppered throughout. This is a Valentine's Day build, so we have to have those romantic little touches in there. I do use the tool mod, of course. Any build I do that's not a sparked challenge where it's forbidden, I will use the tool mod. As of now, we do have build mode tool mod. So when you see me using it in this speed build, this was, almost 2 months, 2 full months ago. We did have to use it in live edit. Still at this point, the build mode version was not yet released, but what an addition that build mode version is. It's so much easier to use. Looking forward too, I do have a couple more speed builds recorded from that I built again from that era that I do hope to get out. I don't have a timeline for you all. I'm not really enjoying editing videos at this point. I'm much more enjoying my Twitch time and doing kind of live streaming type of stuff. And, I do this for fun. I do this to feel good, to have fun. And when it gets to the point where I feel like I have to push out content or I do things that I don't want to or don't enjoy to, then that's kind of where I'm like, hey, hold it. Hey, hold it. This is a hobby. This is not a job. I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it to have fun and interact with you all. And so, that's what it's all about. And I encourage you all to do the same. It's different if you're really trying to make a living at it. That, you have to push yourself definitely for that, but not at the sacrifice of your mental health or emotional well-being. So I did wake up a couple days ago and I was like, you know what? I really want to edit that video. Like I was in the mood for it. I was excited for it. So here we are. Here we are with the finished product here. You can see I tried a few different things trying to get those decks, what I've made into decks, work. But in the end, we do come up with that waterfall feature you perhaps saw in the beginning. Again, this is really taking some heavy influence from that real life build. They did have a dock down, very similar. They do have all these sort of angular roofs. I just love Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say today, but if you're not familiar with his architecture, please go check it out. Do a quick Google, look at some of the items, some very dramatic, uh, wonderful architecture, well known all over the place. So, a well known architect, if you are at all familiar with architects, he would be among the top caliber. So yeah, just doing a lot of landscaping with those debug rocks. Again, using tool to kind of get them sunk in and trying to feel natural. Trying to make a natural surround. Not a whole lot of greenery. I just want it to be really rocky, much like the inspiration that we use. So um, just a little bit of shrubbery ends up going in here and there. The interior is, again, kind of a romantic getaway. That's what I had in mind anyway. Like maybe a place you would go and stay for a couple weeks, or probably not an overnight stay. It's kind of more personalized than that. Like it's kind of more like a home. Um, and so we do have full kitchen, sort of a living area. We have a full bath, and then we have a bedroom that has a little computer setup and um, bookshelves and such. So you could actually live here if you wanted to. Your sim could actually live here, and you could even put a little a fishing stand so that they can actually fish in that lake. That would be cute too. I was really envisioning it more for boating, maybe the jet ski, maybe the canoe. End up using a debug sailboat here, as you'll see in a minute, which again is too big for that little lake, but it fit the kind of vibe of the house. I wanted to feel a little upper scale, and they would definitely have a sailboat for that. So other than that, creating using the platforms again to create the pathway down, that was tricky for me. Again, platforms were new at this point. Um, and I really struggled with them. So the next speed build you probably will see out of me is me finally tackling platforms. I just decided to dive in completely and make a platform house. It is multiple platforms, multiple different levels, all having different platforms. So that is fun. That build is on my gallery already, just because it's been such a long time since I recorded it. I did post it to my gallery. You can find this one as well. All my builds I decided to put up on the gallery, even if I haven't put out the speed build or a stop motion or anything like that. I just want it to be available to you all so you can have it in your game kind of as soon as possible. And whatever content I put up on YouTube, that's kind of separate. That's separate from me enjoying building and sharing it with you all. So here you'll see I'm just trying to do some landscaping. I've been really trying to practice at doing landscaping. I'm not that great. There are definitely better landscapers out there, but I have been enjoying trying, right? I think that's what really matters is just, give it a try, and that's how you're going to improve, right? So, um, again, using those platforms here, trying to create some steps, some interesting way up into that front door. Um, it was a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, but we did get it in the end. It does feel like it all flows together, I think anyway. You may disagree, but I definitely really um, am satisfied with the end product. So inside, again, we went with that. Frank Lloyd Wright was really popular, I want to say 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s maybe. I'm not exactly sure on the timeline, but so a lot of the architecture or the interior decorating of his builds, of his designs, are kind of dated. And so that is why I made the choices that I did. Some of the colors that I did, again, using the rose from GrimSuruDoi, his rose kind of cue to bounce off of, but also the real build having those sort of dated colors. So this is probably not the color I would have chosen if I wasn't using an inspiration, right? I don't think I would have put this in here, but it really works. I'm really pleased with how cohesive it is. And, it feels a little bit dated, maybe just because I know what the actual build looks like. And so we use that red tile again, fulfilling the need of being rose themed. And then also, I do believe the real build also had red tile like this in the kitchen. So, definitely check it out in the link below. I will include that for you. Just trying to think, I mean, this build is very creative. It is kind of out there, and so I also wanted to reflect that in the furnishings. So we have a very oddly shaped kitchen. We end up making this sort of custom island slash dining table. Tried a few things out there, as you can see. I try and edit a lot of that out because I often try many, many things before I find one that I like. And you'll see when we first started out this sequence that the kitchen was actually on the other side of the room. And so again, just trying things out, I try to edit that out for y'all so you don't have to sit there and watch me fiddle with all the different colors I try, all the different positions of things, trying to make it, a kind of shorter speed build. This, all my speed builds are kind of long anyway, but if I left everything in, it would literally be 2 hours for you, even sped up at 800%. So I have to cut stuff somewhere. And the final shots will really give you the full look of what the end result is. So I kind of give you enough just to get the idea of what I'm doing, and then the final shots really tell the story. Here I wanted to have a real natural ingrown looking shower, so we do end up putting some rocks in there. We put some rock lights in the hanging on the wall just so it looks a lot more natural. Again, that inspiration from the actual real life version of this. So if you are struggling with some decor ideas, take a look at some architecture. Take a look at real life floor plans, real life decor, that you can really pull a lot from that. And that's what I do. I sometimes have this creative block, and real life inspiration is kind of what gets me through, gets me from not doing the same thing all the time. Here you'll see I did lower those the bookshelves down because there is some rock kind of cropping into the room, and I like that. Like the fireplace in the actual real life building has some rock built into it. Again, that's a very signature move of his, that those rocks are kind of part of the architecture. But I needed to lower them just a little bit to kind of make them sit on the rock just right. So here you have a nice big bedroom with those gorgeous windows that you can look out over onto the water. So this is definitely a very romantic, special place for your Sims. We have that fireplace, and then across the way here we do build a little desk area um, with lots of monitors. We kind of went crazy on the monitors. I think I forget the days of when I had just a single monitor. Having more than one monitor is definitely such a luxury for me, so I kind of just automatically put it in the build. When you go to a hotel or like a kind of a place that you would stay like this, you probably wouldn't find that many computer monitors. I mean, I don't even think there's a TV in this build, so maybe you could watch TV on one and then do your computer stuff on the other. I don't know. Play how you want to play. Um, we do have a radio, so there's lots of things for your Sims to do. Of course, you could add more, but I wanted to create just the basics at least. We can get all our needs met. We have some fun things to do. It's a nice little romantic area. I am really pleased with how this came out. It was so much fun. It's so much fun having it toured. We did do the tours on GrimSuruDois. He toured all of the builds that people made for this challenge, and it's just awesome to see how, you know, the different things that people came up with. Every single one was so different, and that is literally my favorite thing. I will watch shell challenge tours on people's channels even if I haven't participated, because I just love seeing the ideas everybody has. So you definitely could check out more than just my build. You could check out everybody else's build who did this same shell. I really encourage you to do that. It is so much fun. Just place them in your build, or just place them in your game and check out what everybody did. Or better yet, you could watch the VOD. If I was on time, I would say, hey, go watch the VOD on GrimSuruDoi's channel. But yeah, again, that was, you know, a month and a half ago, so I don't think it's probably there anymore. Um, I guess I will try and be better about putting things out in a timely fashion, but I'm not going to make promises. I'm just not going to do. I'm not going to make promises, guys. I'm just not. We're doing this for fun, right? I know you all can understand that, and I appreciate you all understanding that. You are such a lovely community here. I so appreciate you all supporting me and understanding when my health doesn't allow me to do things, or even my mental health and physical health. So, you know, take care of yourselves. Make sure you all are protecting that, protecting your mental health, protecting your, taking care of yourself, doing that self-care, drinking and eating when you need to. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. You are such a support and such a motivator. And till next time, bye guys.